Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This is Engineer Masood Akhtar Kiani, and today we have the technical session number 91. Our subject is pile head treatment material and the technology. So, what is the pile head treatment plan? Uh, in the construction of the pile sites and after finishing pile work, the uh, normally with an uneven finishing. And in order to continue with the construction work in the second stage, it's make the non-shrinkage cementitious grout is also one of the material, which is a single component of the material and contains graded filler and the other additives. The cement acts as a binder, adding water it from the high strength cementitious material as a non-shrink material grouts, which is the used is commonly referred because they are contain special additives which cause volume expansion either during the plus, plastic stage or at the hardening stage to counter the shrinkage during the process. This is the main reason. The application allows the grout to have a proper curing process without significant changes in volume and thus minimize the formation of shrinks grout and maintain a good bond with the substrate. Uh, I would like to explain that there are mainly two material. One is a non-shrinkage cementitious grout, which is the powder types and which has the different types of grains it is used, and the other one is the epoxy grout, which is a single material, and both have the high strength. Epoxy also non-shrinkage and it has a chemical composition. And the cementitious grout is also a non-shrinkage and it has a combination of the different additives in order to give the high strength. So the preliminary function of the pile foundation is to transfer the load and uh, to a substrate of the existing structure is should be either it is a solid or the stiffer soil and behave with a higher bearing capacity uh, to withstand the structural load efficiently. Typically, reinforced concrete piles are widely used in some countries. Pile foundation system which commonly used are reinforced concrete square piles, board piles, spun piles, micro piles, etc. So, what is the material used in the foundation? Different types of the material used in the pile foundation are cement, steel, timber, and the plastic, which are the cylindrical structural member installed in a ground to transfer the structural loads to the soil at some significant depths and based on the structures. So, what is the pile head treatment method? Displacement piling installation refers to the method driving piles in the ground without the first removing of the soil and the other materials. Replacement piling installation and the method of the first digging cut hole into the piles and then remove this one. But this is upon the depend upon the structure and the area structurally in the contract specification and the design recommendations. In some cases, it is doing like this: remove the piles, go to down, and the make the waterproofing and properly. But in other cases also, this is the pile concrete is very stiff. It is impermeable strength and all the durability measures is very tough as the RCPT is uh, below the moderate stage. It is up to 1000 coulomb. Uh, Water penetration also less than 16 mm, like this. And ISAT, initial final surface treatment, also it is also very less. So 4 or 5 parameters, these are the durability, and it comes very, very sophisticated stage. So why does the pile head break? Pile chipping into the extra piles and the cutoff level, which provide the good and the sound concrete. So pile have the specific level from where is pile to be cutted up to that level, and they are chipping. And according to the approved method statements, the area to be prepared and prior to the proper application or pouring or whatsoever it is. The main purpose of the chipping is to remove the surplus slurry concrete, a mix of concrete, slurry, and the muds over the cutoff level. When the connecting to the black slash come into the borrow level, there is also some pile head waterproofing integrity. Critical is a deep basement construction and the careful attention to given to ensure the leakage should be not open. In comparison, the basement slab pile head waterproofing is a more different uh, tactus and involved in the detailing works, especially is around the uh, congested steel reinforcement area, where the deep through the basement structure along with the reinforcement steel, it is not treated properly. So the method statement should be approved by the third party, and in order to consider all the steps going to the treatment, it should be discussed, and the step-by-step activities should be monitored and give the proper workmanship. So epoxy grout is also used instead of cement binder, then making to the waterproof since epoxy is implemented as a material. It's zero water penetration and it's the full waterproofing membrane. It's on the pile head. In addition, epoxy grouts offer the rapid curing, high early compressive strength is the high ultimate compressive strength for the development. In terms of the compressive strength, epoxy grouts can be achieved approximately 60 megapascal in 1 day and the 90 megapascal in 7 days, whereas non-shrinkage grout materials is only achieve approximately 30 megapascal in strength 1 day and 65 megapascal in 28 days. So there are some comparison. It's also it should be discussed and studied and meanwhile which method is feasible according to the technical data sheet of the material and the class of the material and the contract specification. So whatsoever the requirement recommendation of the camp should be followed. So this is the pile head treatment briefing uh, prior to the construction of a pile cap, and in next subject we will see each other with another subject related to the substructure technologies. So thank you very much and have a nice day.